let's say if a car is moving here, moving forward, and there is an air that you call drag force. Let's say this is a car moving, and if there is a front force, we call it drag air, right? Let's say this is a car moving, it is moving right here, and there is an air force that we call what? Drag force. It's clear, right? So here the magnitude of the drag force varies with the wind speed and the size and shape of the fluid. So there's the wind speed that we have to ask ourselves, there's size and the shape of the blade that directly affects the drag force. So it can be higher or lower based on wind speed, based on size and shape of the blade. It could be this size, it could be length of the blade, right? This one. Wind speed, so obvious, the speed of the wind, and shape of the blade means the shape that we do when we design our wind turbine blades. So, as I was saying before, drag force have a cantilever beam effect. I just told you this cantilever beam effect on the blade, causing the maximum strength as a joint between the blade and the hub, which is connected to the main shaft of the wind turbine. As you can see here we have this. So take this one is the shaft, the main shaft, which we were saying fix it. So when there is air here, the effect is gonna be mainly here at the joint between the blade and the main shaft. Got my point, right? Here also as a joint between the main shaft and the blade. So we call this drag force, which is cantilever beam effect. Maximum stress at the joint between the blade and the hub, which is connected to the main shaft of wind turbine. The second one is lift force on wind turbine. Lift force. Lift means when the wind passes over the blade, the pressure difference between the front and the back of the blade causes a lift force. Let's say this is the airfoil. We have, let's forget the drag force, we have a lift force here. This is mainly because of there's a pressure difference across here and here. There's a pressure difference between front and back of the blade, which causes a lift force. So the pressure difference on this one brings us lift force. Actually, this is the main concept of airfoil. It could be in the airplane, it could be anywhere, in drone or somewhere. Mainly it works through the pressure difference. There's a pressure difference between upper and lower, so due to that, an airplane can take off wherever it needs, mainly through the pressure difference. A major component of lift force acts in ever-changing tangential direction as the rotor rotates. Yeah, it's obvious, like the lift force is in the way of what? Tangential direction. Tangential direction to the rotor blades. So if we try to draw it in a circle, it's gonna be like this, right? Let's say this is a circle, so we don't have here tangential force, we don't have here tangential force, we don't have here tangential force, right? The magnitude of the lift force varies with wind speed, size and shape of the blade, right? So this is for the same, yeah, I think here we were talking about, this one, yeah. Drag force, it mainly varies with wind speed, size and shape of the blade, right? The same thing here for lift force we have here. The lift force also varies with wind speed, the size and shape of the blade. As generator load increases, the amount of lift must also increase within the limits of prevailing wind conditions. Yeah, we don't have generator. If the generator load increases, the amount of lift must also increase in order to get the power that we need. The other thing is the effect that lift forces provide. They have cantilever beam effect on the blade, causing the maximum stress at the joint. The same thing here, at the joint here. It's kind of lift and drag force, they don't have the same effect, which is the cantilever beam effect. At the same time, they vary with wind speed, the size and the shape of the blade. So here, the other thing is the drag force and the lift force are perpendicular to each other, so they are cantilever effect on the blades. Yeah, I think we've said it before. This one, they don't have this the lift force comes here and the drag force comes here, so they just make 90 degree, which we call it perpendicular, right? So they both have cantilever beam effect.